You guys hear us? All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Anybody chime in and make sure you can hear us? I'm not quite sure. We had a little bit of technical difficulties here. The MacBook was not working. So I'm curious if... A little bit of technical difficulties here. Okay. All right, so I think we're good.
Really?
So we just recently got back this past Sunday. We went on Celebrity Summit. If you're ever thinking about driving from Cleveland to Miami, don't. Actually, I didn't think it was too bad of a trip down. We did get to see a lot of stuff, and we got to stop on the way back. So
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just
pretty
us.
cool.
It's different when you have a family. 10 out of 10 don't recommend that with a family.
And the only reason we did it is because flights are so screwed up right now that
Yeah.
you don't know what you're going to get, really.
No, we kind of talked to a couple people on the cruise about it too, and they said, "Oh, it's because flights are so expensive." I said, "Absolutely not. It was probably 4 times more expensive to drive."
Well, they dropped at the last minute, too.
Well,
and
yeah, but still, even with that said, between we did 3 nights in a hotel of just driving, and then we
Right.
got there 2 days ahead, so we were 5 nights of a hotel just for a 5-night cruise. So I mean, it was fun for us, but yeah, it wasn't a cost saving situation. It was the problem with the flights were flying out of Cleveland. We don't have a lot of options of direct to Florida. The only options we have on direct to Florida typically are budget lines, Spirit and Frontier, and not just Spirit and Frontier, but there's been so many cancellations and everything lately. We couldn't get a time that was actually yes, OHIO. We couldn't get a time that would fit that we were comfortable doing it, because if we were going to fly in, I think we left for the cruise on Monday. If we were going to fly in Saturday night, the flight that was available didn't leave till 10 o'clock at night on Saturday. We wouldn't have gotten into Miami till 1 in the morning. And if something would have happened to that flight, it was past the point of time that we would have been able to drive to make it to the cruise. So we would have had to leave Friday, which still wouldn't have been a big deal because we drove on Friday. But those times were the same way too, and we didn't want to drive into Miami or fly into Miami at 1 because it was still a 1 o'clock in the morning thing, and we didn't want to hit Miami at 1 in the morning on a Friday night in the middle of spring break. It just didn't work out. So we opted to drive it instead, and it worked out really well. I mean, it was long, but yeah, it was just the two of us. It wasn't like there was kids with us or anything. So.
And we stopped in Columbia, South Carolina, which was almost the halfway point, and
Yeah, that's fine.
it didn't bother me. Would I do it again? Probably. If I had the option to fly, I would definitely fly. But if I had to drive, I would. And yes, Eddie, we should move south. I've been hinting around for that here for a little bit. We still have 2 more to get through college yet, so we'll be a couple years
We have a
on that one.
granddaughter that is moving closer back home to us here, so we've got that. We have another one getting married next month, and she's planning on starting a family, so I'm not willing to leave grandbabies yet. So, no, not yet, Eddie.
Attaboy, Eddie.
No. I want babies. Not me, personally. I want grandbabies.
So yeah, we got down to Miami. We had roughly a day and a half to go out and mess around. We did get out. We did get some videos around Miami. Those will be coming out pretty soon here. Got up to Haulover Inlet. Unfortunately, the
It was calm.
the water in the ocean was like glass.
3 in Brooklyn, nice.
Now, I wouldn't say that unfortunately, because it was very smooth sailing for us for the first 3 days. But when you go to Haulover Inlet and you want to see boats doing wheelies and jet skis flipping over, that wasn't a day for it. But we did catch a couple.
But you know
of them.
what? That's something to kind of mention. Used to hang out Haulover in the '80s. It's fun. But you know what's funny is I have a good friend owns the gym I used to work out at. Lived in Miami for years and had no idea what Haulover Inlet was. So I'm surprised how many people don't know what that is. And it's, look it up on YouTube. We'll have a video when we post it. Oh, you're from North Miami Beach, so you definitely know where Haulover is. But yeah, it's a lot of people don't know what it is. But look up the YouTube. There's a plenty of YouTube videos that were a lot more exciting than the day we were there. But it's fun. It's a fun place. It's a beautiful park too. It's a nice beach. Easy to get to. Parking was easy, over by the inlet. If you want to walk down the beach there, I don't know. We didn't walk down that far, but there's that, but we had no problems. It was easy to get in and out of.
But see, the nice thing is we had the car down there.
We did.
That's the part that I liked. It was the 18 hours prior to that I didn't particularly
The last time we went to Haulover, we had a car last time too, because we had rented a car.
Yeah.
We just spent.
Salty Something restaurant still there.
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I saw some food trucks in the park. They were coming in as we were.
Yeah, they moved. I don't know if they moved. Let's just say it that way. We've only been there twice. I know, and I don't think it was there the last time we were there. But with that said, the beach part right by the inlet is now the dog park. So like all the food trucks there were actually dog treats. So that was kind of funny. But there was other stuff. There was things you could get, and over by Inlet's good. I always joke that we're going to stay at the Ritz one day, but I look at the prices every single time, and it is not. It is not in our budget.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You could just sit out on your balcony in the shade with the door open and the air conditioner blasting and film all the boats going by. That wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, nothing crazy at Haulover this time.
No.
I was hoping to see a pontoon boat get engulfed by a wave because,
forget about it. Yeah, exactly.
somebody always decides that it's a great idea to take a pontoon boat out into the ocean.
Well, the last time we were there, it was a kayaker. He was okay, but they actually had to go out and rescue him because he capsized halfway through Haulover.
Trying to paddle upstream,
and he capsized, but they let him get all the way out to the ocean before they had to go get him because they couldn't. It was pretty rough that day.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to let him get totally sucked out before they went and got him off the jet ski. So it was scary watching it, but obviously they were all there, so you knew he was going to be okay. But we've never seen, but I don't know, there were some boats doing some fun things, so it's just fun. It's kind of a fun place to go and dream about the boat you'd like to have.
Then from there we headed down to the port.
Yeah,
and
took a ton of video and got very burnt.
Bunch of them there. Oh, we got cooked. There was no burnt about it. I mean, my earlobes just finished peeling today. That's a good thing because if you ever had that experience, it feels great. But yeah, we saw 5 or 6 ships going out that day.
We saw a lot. We stood there because this time we stayed on South Beach, which we go back and forth. Yeah, it does hurt. We go back and forth. We stay between South Beach and over by Bayside. We kind of flop, I don't know, every once in a while.
Yeah, we stayed in the art district this time at El Presidente? Is that what it was?
Something like the President, or I don't know, something. It was cool. It
was a great
I'd
hotel.
recommend it. Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, it wasn't really nice. It was normal Art Deco Miami Beach. It is. Everyone
super friendly staff. Everyone cared that you were there. They wanted your opinion. Can we get you anything? You get a free drink when you get there. Not a bad place. I would definitely go back.
No, I think that's one tip I would give people that don't do Miami that often, especially don't do South Beach that often, is understand what you're getting in South Beach. South Beach is not going to be the Ritz-Carlton. You're not getting Intercontinental that you're going to get at Bayside. The Holiday Inn isn't in South Beach. It's in South Beach, but not Art Deco area. They're older hotels. They're Art Deco hotels. They're built in the 40s, 50s, 60s. It is what it is. They're fine. They're all, I don't know. I really like that area because I do love I don't know. I just like the feel of that area, but you see the hotels and you see the reviews all the time of, oh, this is old and outdated. Well, that's the whole area. It's
But
not
you're-
that it's old and outdated. It's just, that's what it is.
You're
That's
right
that area.
there. You're within walking distance
Yeah.
of food everywhere.
Oh,
and,
it's expensive, but it's
right. And I'll tell you what, the food's worth it. That pizza we had at that one place 2 times,
Twice.
that blew away anything we ever did in the
Yeah.
backyard. And then, what's that other place we went to the second time? I cannot remember the
It's
name.
called
of that place. Starts with a K.
Cannoli.
Yeah.
It's called Cannoli or something like that. We've eaten there before. That one's good. It's a little expensive, I think, for what it is, but it was good food. I would anyone that is newer that has because the pizza place is brand new. Has not been there, and we do Miami a lot. It is right next to where Sugar, I think it's what Sugar Rush or whatever it's called, that sugar place, Sugar Factory. It's the building right over next to that, down 2 from the Versace. Actually, no, it's right next door to the Versace house, literally. And it's like there's a little, like a storefront, and they've got like a burger place, they got a pizza place, and they've got something else. I don't know. But you can go in there, order your pizza and stuff. But the pizza is like a wood-fired pizza with the big Italian oven type thing. That trumps just about any pizza we've had. We ate it literally twice in 2 days.
The crust was just
So good.
Oh,
And it wasn't
phenomenal.
really that expensive.
No, it was like $14 for
Yeah.
a pizza, which I mean that's kind of what we pay around here anyways.
Yeah.
So
If you go to South Beach, hit that area. The other one, we didn't do it this time. I'm kind of hoping to do it in the summer with some of the girls. Is we've never done it. The Versace Mansion is someplace cool. It's pretty expensive at dinner. Lunch, they actually have a really good tasting menu for lunch. You can get, I think it's $38. Not bad. Brooklyn, yeah, exactly. Oh, it's a personal pizza, but it's fine. Especially for South Beach. You know it, Eddie. You
well,
know,
it was enough for the 2 of us, and
Yeah, we did that in a salad.
yeah, I
and
was eating
split
a
it both,
salad
yeah.
the whole time too, so that wasn't bad at all.
But Versace is, I think for lunch, I think it's $35 a person, and you can upcharge. You can spend $10 more and get a fillet or whatever it is. But I don't know. I think that's something. If you're into that, I think it's something you should do. I really liked it, and I kind of want to take the girls. Now that they're old enough to appreciate something like that, I think they'd like it. I like it. It's
I
a beautiful
minded.
place.
Food was delicious.
Food was great.
A few times ago that we were there.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
So yeah, Monday morning we got up and we were scheduled to be in the port at between 11 and 11:30. We got there about 11:15, and actually I thought for a Monday it was kind of busy. There were 5 ships in there that day. And yeah, we got in. I was in the wrong lane, and because I was trying to get down to the parking deck there for the Royal Caribbean Celebrity parking deck, and I wound up in the wrong lane. We parked outside, and we had to hoof it about, I don't know. I know it was the length of 1.5 cruise ships and then to ours.
Oh yeah.
So whatever that distance is, but it really wasn't
It really
bad.
wasn't bad. Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to walk and if you do drive in, don't stress too much about it because it really wasn't that long a walk. And I do want to comment because Eddie just commented too, and we have to try this. We have not done that. He says every time he's in Miami, his brother takes him to the Cuban restaurants. And we have not done that, and I know exactly where he's talking about. And we've seen them, but we haven't gone, and we need to do that. There's like Little Havana is a spot in Miami,
Okay.
and there's a lot of hotels and stuff in that area, and it's on our list, and I don't know why. I don't think about it.
I know
I know where it's at. I know exactly where you're talking about, and I want to go there.
We ate at that one place, but it was more like fast food. I want to say it was when we stayed at the Palms, and it was within walking distance of the Palms because I went down there every day at lunch and I got a Cuban sandwich.
That's different. No, correct me if I'm wrong, Eddie, but I believe it's South Beach area, but it's like a block or 2 in. Cali 8 and also the city of Hialeah. Okay. But isn't it's South Beach area, but a little bit more inland,
It's inland
right?
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think. I know there's also an area right in South Beach in the Art Deco area. There's a whole bunch of area around Washington Ave. Yep, that's exactly what I'm thinking. There's a whole little section there. And I don't know why we haven't done that. We really need to do that.
No, that's not that far in. That's Washington Avenue is like the 3rd street into the west.
We stayed on, what street did we stay on? Because we didn't stay on Ocean Drive this time. We stayed on the one block in, whatever one is. It's
Collins,
yeah.
Collins Avenue,
Yeah.
So yeah, we got down there to the port. We found our porter, dropped our luggage off, walked up to where you get ready to go indoors, and they had it roped off to where your arrivals are here for 11, your arrivals are here for 12. So we jumped in the 11 o'clock one, walked up, find out the two lines just merge inside. No big deal, because hardly anybody was there yet. Surprising. It was very surprising.
It's the craziest thing I've seen.
Yeah, we walked in, went through security pretty quick, and...
Security pretty quick. Fun fact, the longest part of security for us was talking to the lady at security about how to smuggle alcohol into the cruise.
Yeah.
And we weren't doing that. But with that said, she was telling us what kind of because we had our bottles of wine, and she was telling us which bottles of wine and what type of wine had the highest alcohol content. That was literally our conversation. That's what took the longest time.
She had seen it all. That was the best part.
She was super cool. But that was the extent of security for us.
Yeah, we went in from there, went up the escalator. They scanned our phones with our passes and gave us our cards and said, okay, go right that way. Walked on, went right in. Now, earlier in the day, Celebrity had sent out a text message saying, do all your safety stuff now. So you you watch the video on your phone. You go through the 7 horn blasts and the 1 long one. You acknowledge it. You know what it means. You get on the ship and go right to your muster station, which for us was right up front at the theater where we got on. They scanned our cards and
done.
We were good to go. Now, that was probably 11:45 when all this happened. And I've got my backpack. She's got her backpack. We didn't have the bag of snorkel equipment. I think we checked that.
We checked that, yeah.
The cool part was, no, they didn't give us our cards yet. Our cards were on the door.
So we did all that, and I don't know if you were teasing this on the time of it, but from checking our bags, through all that, security, checking in, all of that good stuff, muster station, went to our room. The room wasn't ready yet, but we were still allowed to put our bags in the room. Our CPAS was on the door. That entire time took 14 minutes. From literally dropping our bags at the porter to in the room after muster drill, CPAS, everything was done in 14 minutes. That was the most insane organized thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. We'll probably never see anything like that again unless
I hope we do.
Celebrity again, of course.
I liked the fact that they did the muster drill ahead of time on the phone, because why not? Because a lot of them, almost everyone is doing, the video in your room and you got to dial the number. They're all doing that now, which is fine, but who cares? You're doing it on the app. And it acknowledged. It knew when you did it. You actually had to play the video of the horn blast. And I think I did it and I skipped past it, and it made me go through it and do it. So they know you're doing it. Totally cool. I mean, why not? I loved it. And yeah, we were in a room. Our bags were delivered that evening. Normal time. Nothing.
They were there. They were there before we sailed away.
Yours was. Mine came a little bit later, but it was fine. We had them before dinner.
I did like the fact that you could drop your bag off in your room, and then you don't have to carry it around with you all day, go wrestling through the buffet. And
I liked the app too, because that was one thing that you got your CPAS at your cabin, but up until you got your CPAS, you could use your app. So even for the muster station, we didn't have our CPAS for that. They just scanned our app. So when you were on board, you could scan your app before you had your CPAS. So it kind of worked like it for the first day. So that was pretty cool. I liked that.
Yeah, we got out of there on time, 4 o'clock, no problems. Bellies were full.
Yeah,
started touring the ship. But yeah, I'll tell you what. If you guys have not done Celebrity yet, this is something that you definitely want to look into. Her and I, we needed a week away to relax. We didn't purchase the internet package this time.
We didn't purchase the alcohol. We did a non-alcohol package too.
Yeah. Great ship. Very, very, very easy to get around. I mean, that thing,
for a smaller ship, it wasn't like a maze. Because sometimes the smaller ships are harder to navigate, I think.
They're a little more closed in, and you got to go up one deck, walk forward, drop back down.
We didn't find any floor that you had to go up and down with. They almost all went through, didn't they?
I think everything went through.
I think almost
front
everything
to back.
went through.
I mean, it was simple, and we were on deck 2, so
yeah.
We had to get up to deck 4 to really get to anything.
But it was easy.
Yeah, went right up the stairs.
Because we didn't use
4 and
escalators
5.
very often, just because I don't know, we're weird like that. But yeah, we did the steps most of the time. It's not like that you couldn't get an elevator though, because we had, I mean, embarkation day is going to be a little bit more on elevators, but other than that, we really never had a problem.
I didn't think it was too bad with the front set of elevators
No,
where
it was
we were
pretty
at.
easy.
It really wasn't bad at all. We
No.
used it to get up to deck 10 to the pool and
Yeah.
everything like that. But
It really wasn't too bad.
yeah, and they've got. It was Celebrity Summit, obviously, and I want to say that the indoor versus the outdoor areas, seaside, that's meant to be outside. This one,
Yeah, I mean, we had
about 50-50.
fantastic weather, so we like being outside more, but it wasn't like you
we
were
opted
missing
to
anything.
stay outside and
Yeah.
cook, of course.
Yeah, we like a sunburn.
And being from Cleveland
fun.
and going to the tropics, it's usually a good idea in the month of April.
Logical. But no, I mean, if it was rainy, I don't think I would be. What are we going to do? There was plenty to do. I'm going to say that differently. I wouldn't say there's. I think the nature of Celebrity is there's not a lot to do, but I didn't take that as because they didn't have something to do. I think that was more by design. Not that there's not something to do. If you want an activity, there's something going on all the time. But I liked the relaxing feel. You didn't feel like you were obligated to go do this or go do that, or hey, the sale is only going from 10:01 to 10:03 today, and you have to be down at 10:03 and get in line. And there wasn't any of that because like the normal stupid last day sales and stuff. It lasted for I think 4 hours, and it wasn't anything that exciting to see anyway. But you didn't feel rushed to be any place. You could really kind of go at your own pace on that ship, and I liked that. There was no big pro on that ship. There was no hard sells. We didn't even see there was picture people on the nights it was in like the photo studio area, but they're not hounding you for pictures. We never got once asked if we wanted a spa package or anything like that. The first day we got asked once if we already had a beverage package, and we said, yeah, we're good. And they said, okay. And that was it. No one tried to sell us Wi-Fi. No one tried to sell us a bling lanyard. There wasn't anyone out selling cups in the middle of the day. Not that that's a bad thing or a good thing. They just didn't have it. Which, I don't know. I didn't miss any of that.
The one thing I noticed, I don't know if you caught on to this or not, but did you notice the art on the ship?
It was cool. It was
And
more contemporary and cool.
I've never seen so much art get sold on a cruise ship than I have on this one.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking the art auction part of it, but yes, and I mean, this is the decor.
They
on the ship
had
was
a
nice too.
whole gallery of art,
big art
and
show.
then Thursday they had it all set up in one of the lounges there, and they had the art auction, and there was nothing left.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I've never seen that much stuff move, and
There were a lot of people shopping for art there. You could tell that it new for us, not something we've ever really done. Not necessarily something that we may ever do. I don't know. But I did hear, even when we were at dinner night one night or something, we were someplace, I heard people talking, oh, I'm going to make sure I get to this because I already have a piece from this artist. And they were actually following that artist. And they were collecting pieces from that artist. So that was kind of cool. There were definitely people there for that reason, which was cool. It was different. And the art was cool. I saw a couple things that I
Yeah,
liked.
we actually stopped for a few seconds and looked at some of the stuff which we really don't get into, but
No.
this time we actually did. They had some cool pieces and stuff like that. Casino was very small.
Very small, but it was fine. They seem
the
to
size
be
of the
good
ship,
slots, though. I will say that we're not big. We don't play a lot on ships. We're not huge gamblers. We gamble for fun once in a while, and you got some. There's not much to do in Cleveland. Let's just be clear. So we're not big gamblers, but we'll play a little bit. And I will say, the little we played, just the conversations you could hear around, people seem to have been doing well. I was watching some lady, and he was playing. I lost my money real fast. And he was doing all right. And I was just kind of watching, just observing. And there was a woman next to me that was she was up and down $500,000 nonstop. She was not playing high numbers. She was paying like dollar slots or something like that. But she was doing really well. And family member came over to her or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, you doing okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm up $1,000. You know, I'm just gonna sit here for a while because I'm up 1,000." And she's like, "Oh, that's cool. My husband just won 2,200." And we're like, "Well, that's nice." And there were more people, like even in elevators and stuff. I heard people talking about winning some money. So maybe their slots are a little looser than the others. But did we even lose any money? I think we almost broke even.
I think we pretty well broke even.
Yeah, so we play a little bit. I think we didn't play with enough to be concerned about, but I think we broke even on it.
Then the other thing too, there was a cruise director, Angela. She was from London. She was a very strong accent, and her husband Dave, who was the activities director, he was from London also, very strong accent. And there was no. That was the only two. There was no activity. I don't know, you know, on other cruises, there's like 5 or 6 of them they're getting you out on the floor to dance and stuff like. There was none of that,
No.
and that really didn't bother me at all because, I mean,
It wasn't that type of a ship. It was. We kind of made that comment that there were a decent bit of kids, but
it was spring
the
break.
disclaimer it was spring break, and we even kind of said we're like, they must have had. I keep having to put like the side comments on it because I'm trying to not judge. There must have been a very good kids club because you didn't see kids during the day. There were kids in the pool and stuff, but there weren't kids running around chaotic all during the day. You saw most of the kids in the evening and the night, which means that they were entertained during the day. Cool, fine. With that said, we won't say, "Oh yeah, you're very smart, Eddie." We're gluttons for punishment. Or virgin, go virgin spring break. Totally fine. You won't have any kids. With that said, what was I getting at? This is not a ship I would take my kids on. Even though it looked like the kids club was fun, the kids seemed entertained, they weren't obnoxious or anything like that. There's nothing for kids to do other than the kids club, something like that, because there's no water slides, there's nothing like that. The activities was more of, they set up some cornhole on the pool deck, and if you wanted to play cornhole, cool. There wasn't a lot of that. And that's not a good or a bad thing because we're not people that really participate in that, but we do like to watch that. So it's fun to kind of watch and observe. I will say, though, the last day of the cruise, because they had a band on there. They were called the Swayzes, I believe. And the lead singer was the voice of Little Richard in the movie Elvis.
Les Green.
Les Green is his name, and holy wow. They do a lot of celebrity ships. If you see that, do not miss that show. We actually thought we were going to Comedian that night and missed and saw that show, and it was blown away. Unbelievably good. He was so good. The whole band was really good. But anyway, the last day, so the normal show was like Tuesday night or something like that. The last day of the cruise, the last sea day, they actually came out and did a concert on the pool deck. And when you can get Motown, cool. We took some video. I don't know if we'll be able to put it on YouTube, mainly because we're going to get copyrighted out of it. But we might do it anyway, just because you should totally see it.
Try it on a short and see what happens. Worst case, we'll just take it down. But, I mean, he mixes the songs up enough, too, that technically he's not copywriting, but...
Well, I'm sure he has permission. He's allowed to do that. But,
right.
They were so good.
Yeah, that was
so good.
Excellent.
That was probably the most fun deck party we've ever gone to.
Oh, everybody was into
Everyone
that.
was into it because you
That was
can't
something
be.
else.
You can't not be.
I wonder if that's something that they normally do with him, or if there
Probably.
was something.
I'm sure they sold it as, oh, he agreed to do it, but they
if
do it on every cruise
yeah,
he's
because
on.
they kind of said that he agreed to.
Yeah, I'm sure they do it a lot, but I don't care. It was fun.
Either way, it was cool.
It was super cool.
So yeah, we had our first sea day. We just hung out by the pool, got nice and cooked, really cooked. Second day, we were in Cozumel, Mexico again, which, if you guys have seen all of our videos and stuff, that is our favorite port.
That's we always have to consult with Cruise Nuts on that one because he's big on Mr. Sancho's, which is awesome.
Good place.
Plug that place. Love that place. We did Paradise Beach, though, this time.
Yeah, we were more on a mission to scope it out here for this summer for the family cruise coming up in July.
Yeah.
And that... You know
I liked
what? I thought it was great.
More families. I would spring break. Gotta always do the disclaimer of everything that we're saying. If a lot of kids, we have to note that it was spring break, so it may not be the
But
normal.
there weren't really young ones at Paradise.
Oh, they were
Beach.
fine
They
too.
were- yeah.
There weren't kids that were annoying kids. It sounds terrible. We have 7 kids. They weren't annoying kids. They were families. You know, normal families. There was that cute little girl she spent all day long grabbing I think she had a cup of water, and they were a couple rows back on chairs, and I think she was filling a hole all day. But she was very entertained doing it. She's cutest little thing. We're going November 3rd, stopping in Cozumel, and definitely going to Sancho's. Yeah, you got to go to Sancho's. Carnival Glory, Booze Cruise. Yeah, that's going to be a Booze Cruise.
Yeah. Sancho's is a blast, Eddie. We had a very good time there. Then
we've never had a bad time.
No,
at any of them.
And you know what? The thing is I think they're all about the same.
The food's different and the environment's different.
Yeah, Sancho's is more of a party atmosphere. Nachi Kokum, the food was phenomenal there.
Nachi Kokum has the best food.
Paradise, the drinks were pretty strong. I had to ask for a little bit more punch in my rum more than once.
I thought I was going to carry him back to the ship.
It wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was. No, but Paradise Beach was... I'd say Paradise Beach was more... It's got a cool pool. It's got nice cabanas that you can rent. It's like $50 to rent a cabana. They were sold out. We didn't need one. We are 100% making sure we get that booked, though, for summer because we've got the grandbaby with us, so we want one. But the pool's really nice. It's big. It's heated, which I don't know if is necessary in Mexico, but it is. The other cool thing I liked is the beach isn't... This sounds bad, but it's by design actually really good. The beach isn't very big. It's plenty of space. But you got your chairs lined up, and then the water line, but they put their inflatable toys out a little closer than a lot. So if you've got younger kids, they have to still be able to swim. But if you've got that like 8 to 10 range, they can get out there. Where some of the other ones, the toys are out so far that I don't think I'd be able to put like a younger teenager or something like that that's not a strong swimmer. I don't think they'd be able to make it out to that. Where Paradise, you're not going to put a 3-year-old out there, but you've got some kids that can swim, take care of themselves, they'd be okay. With the Vloggers Clues, you went to Kusumaya. I'm reading your thing. Yeah, it definitely can. It can get a little hot out there. Yeah, we had perfect weather though.
Well, we had a nice umbrella. We were in the shade all day. That particular day, I left my shirt on because I was done getting cooked. And
yeah, I don't remember if I wore my. I have like a. I don't know. We've been doing a lot of that. Anyone that is not used to the Caribbean sun, and we're used to the Caribbean sun. We just live in Ohio, so there you go. And I do take medicine that makes me photosensitive, so I'm incredibly careful. I have to be. I can reapply SPF every 30 minutes and still burn.
Well, you know what?
Dangerous.
I was slapping the SPF on, and all it was doing was just highlighting the burn and making me burn more.
But we've gotten into the UPF clothes, or whatever it's called. UV clothing, where he wears like the boating type shirts. We have Salty Beach ones made that he wears. I have like I don't know. It's like a shirt, but it's he always thought I was crazy because it's black, but it covers it a lot better. but it's UV. I think it's like UV 50 or 70. And mine goes all the way up my neck and it zips up my neck. But it's tight like a bathing suit. So we've been doing that a lot more. We've gotten a lot better with the Caribbean sun doing that just because coming from Ohio, it hits a little different.
Well, and then day 3, we hit Georgetown Grand Cayman, which that was our first time we'd ever been there. That was
cool.
That was one place I really wanted to see. We booked an excursion to go swim with stingrays, and I knew that day I was going to get cooked if I didn't wear my shirt. Being out there on open water like that wasn't bad. You want to take this? I'm going to go yell at the dog real quick.
Well, what were you doing? The Grand Cayman
stingrays.
Yeah, so we did do that. Booked the excursion through Celebrity. It was not expensive. I think it was $59 for 4 hours for each of us. They took us out. It was a good half-hour boat ride. I think they said it was 4 miles, but it was a really long 4 miles. Or 3 or 4, whatever they said it was. Anyway, we were supposed to swim with the stingrays first, but they said there were too many boats out there, and they're like, we'll just go snorkel first. So we went and snorkeled first. We'll show videos on that, because I honestly think that was really good snorkeling. The water was super clear. It was only like 8 to 10 feet of water. So it wasn't bad. There was a lot of good reef formations, a lot of good plants, a lot of good fish. What I loved about it is it wasn't a snorkeling tour. It was we're going to dock the boat, go do your thing. Make sure we don't leave you. Which is the best, because we just don't love those snorkeling tours, because you're always going to get behind someone that's going to kick you in the face.
And then you got to keep following everybody.
You got to follow the
keep
guide.
up, and you want to slow down. You see something cool, yeah.
We snorkel so much. We've scuba. I think you've seen a video of that. We've scuba once. We're not scuba certified, but we snorkel all the time. We have our own equipment. We know what we're doing. We're both very strong swimmers, so we don't need that tour. We're good. We've always figured out. No one has any. Not you. There's some weird thing with my body chemistry that in saltwater I am the most buoyant human being possible. I don't even have to tread water. It's just kind of like my little superpower.
Everybody was putting on the life jackets and putting on the
like,
flippers. We got our snorkel gear in their mouth and just jump right in, no problem. Swimming around, no problem.
But we were good. But yeah, that was really cool. And then after that, they took us out to the Stingrays, which is it's a sandbar out there. It's only about 4 feet of water, so everyone can touch. It was really cool. It was cool because what I really liked about it is like, you're all cruisers, you know. You go out to some of these places and they're like, oh, it's a stingray adventure. But they have all the stingrays captive, and, you know, you're...
inside of a cage.
It is what it is. And I'm just personally, I don't judge you if that's what you want to do. I just personally...
I saw one biting Dennis.
He was kissing him. That's what he was doing. But yeah, I just personally, it's not a thing I like to do. Anyway, they were all in their natural environment. That little area, they said, like back in the back in the day, that's where the fishermen used to dump their tailings and, you know, garbage and stuff, fish guts. Let's leave it at that. And what had happened over the years is the stingrays became so used to knowing that was the feeding area that they've like become to the point now, if they hear a boat engine, all the stingrays come to that sandbar area because they know they're going to get fed. Obviously, they're getting fed by these tour guides, but the stingrays will swim all around your feet and stuff, but they don't like brush up against you because I'm terrified of fish.
I had a couple of them because when the boats were coming in, I'm looking in the water and I see 5 of them coming at me. I'm like, oh my God.
But they didn't really touch you.
All I can think is Steve Irwin the whole time, you know? We're out there with stingrays in the wild.
But the tour guides don't let you go out and pick them up and touch them and stuff.
No.
They actually tell you ahead of time this when we get to the point where you can touch the stingray, don't touch it here, don't touch it here. Let us do it. We're going to show you what to do so you're safe. You can protect it. I know at one time they had the stingray was kind of like out of the water a little bit more, and someone was doing something, and the guy goes, "You got to stop. He needs to breathe." Or she needs, I think it was a she. She needs to breathe. And he put her down in the water. He's like, okay, girl. And he was like petting her. So you can tell that those tour guides, like, maybe it's a whole facade.
They knew what they were doing.
Well, they know what they did, but I think they were also respecting the animal, which that's a big thing to me. it's cool to be able to experience some of these things, but respect the nature that you're in.
I mean, it is a wild animal, so.
Well, yeah, but you're also, I felt that they cared about those animals. They didn't seem like they were very cautious about the time that they had the animal in their arms, feeding it, taking care of it. They seemed to really respect that, and it wasn't so commercial. I'm sure it's commercialized, but it didn't feel, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like you were just holding it to get your $50 out of somebody and move on. They seemed like they really cared about the animals, which was cool. I liked that. But then we came back, and it was a very scary car ride because they drive different in the Cayman Islands.
So, we're used to driving on the left here in the United States. The steering wheel's on the left side of the car. In Grand Cayman, the steering wheel's on the right side of the car.
Which is like that
They're
with
over
most of the other world.
Other lane, and we're in a 15-passenger bus coming back towards the ship in the port around rush hour. This guy is cutting through hotel parking lots
gas
to
stations.
avoid red lights. He went around in a gas station, just pulls right out in traffic, gets the nose of it out, toots his horn a little bit. There were roundabouts, I think, every couple miles.
Yeah.
I thought the van was going to flip over on its side a couple times. And when we were going to the excursion out over to the boat there at the dock, I was riding shotgun, filming a lot of it. And I'm pretty sure I was sideways more than once and looking down at the pavement from the passenger window there.
That was in Cayman Islands, Eddie. Grand Cayman.
That guy just... He drove it like he stole it for starters,
We did.
and then taking those roundabouts, man, he didn't slow down when he got into that roundabout whatsoever.
No.
That was hilarious.
I think we'll move on from this part of it, but the other part I will say that I really liked, and we tend to do ship excursions versus booking stuff on our own, other than Sancho's and Paradise Beach, and Cozumel's like our exception because we've been to Cozumel so many times, we trust it. Most of the places we tend to book ship excursions. Yes, I know they're more expensive. I'm also paranoid that I'm going to get left, so that's on me.
How bad could it be?
But with that said, the cost of the excursion was very appropriate. I don't care if I would have saved $10 because it was $59. It was fine. It was very well ran. At the end of it, they did. All of them are going to take pictures, right, and try to sell you pictures. It was so not a hard sell. I don't even think if. He showed me my 4 pictures, and I was like, okay, thank you. And he just moved on. He didn't even ask me if I wanted to buy them, and I probably would have.
Yeah, we already had them.
He let us take, but he also let us take pictures ourselves, too. Like, actually posed and knowing we were taking our own pictures and let us do that without any hesitation. And a lot of those people are pushy like that because they know it's a sale,
Yeah,
and
I think
get it.
the one video, he actually got out of the way.
He did. Oh, he
off to the side a little
100% did. To let the one that I was where he was getting eaten by a stingray, he was being kissed. No, he was. They had the camera there, and they absolutely were completely allowing us to take our own pictures. And then at the end, how they always say, tips aren't included, this, that, and the other. We absolutely planned on tipping the guy because they were really good. Didn't anything. Long story short, we couldn't even find the guy to tip him. He was like, he got off the boat, and that was fine. Then he was the same guy that drove us, which was fine. And we're trying to get off the boat, trying to find, or the van, trying to find him for, to give him a tip, and he was gone. He was off doing something else. So it was like, I don't know. I mean, I felt bad because I wanted to tip him, but I also appreciated the fact, Dennis got French.
Just about, man.
I appreciated the fact that wasn't, I always want to tip. I always want to take care of the people. I get that they're there to do their job, but I love the fact when it's not pushed on you.
And see, the nice thing in Grand Cayman is it is a tender port. There is no dock. There is no pier.
Oh,
the
that's
water's
the reason
very
why
shallow.
we booked it, yeah.
Yeah, she booked the excursion because
It's a tender
it
port.
started at 10:15. They dropped anchor around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we were up in the theater walking down to deck 1 to get onto the tender to go in.
Yeah.
The couple that sat at the table beside us at dinner
Yep.
each night, Charles and Deborah.
Deborah. Yep.
Very cool people. They're from
Super cool. I hope
down
they're
in
watching.
Atlanta,
They said they'd be
Georgia.
watching
yeah,
us.
they said they're going to follow us. They got their tender tickets, and they were saying it took roughly about an hour for them to get off the ship before their tender number got called.
Yeah, so that's why we booked it, because I had been reading reviews ahead of time that people had said that, especially with spring break, that the tenders were taking a really long time, and priority goes to excursions. So
the cool part
we hadn't been there before either, so we kind of like doing excursions.
Right. The cool part is that ship at capacity holds 2,950 people. Each tender holds 250 people. So they're looking at what? 12 tenders?
Yeah.
That they need to get back and forth?
We didn't have any problem getting back on.
No, we walked around town a little bit. I wasn't super impressed with town.
It was fine. It wasn't as cruise porty feel.
No, I didn't sense that.
It seemed more of like a real town than every souvenir shop next to each other.
Yeah, there were a lot of hotels there.
We actually had a hard time trying to find a t-shirt shop because I was looking for one.
Yeah. I don't know, would I go back? Absolutely.
100%. I really liked it.
It's not Nassau, so it's all good there.
No, I would do it. I would do that same excursion again, to be very honest. I really enjoyed that. I liked the water and everything about it.
I think there's one where you can snorkel a shipwreck out there.
Oh, I do that.
I think
too.
that'd be the one.
Yeah, I think there was, and we looked at it, but it was too late in the day. I can't remember what it was. There was something.
Wasn't it like 2:00 or something?
Yeah, I think it was later, and it was a long one. I don't remember, but it sold out. I don't know. But it was. Yeah, I'd do that. I'd love to snorkel there again. That was really good snorkeling.
Yeah, seas were a little choppy, but not too terrible.
I mean, that's weather related, but and that again we can swim, so you always got to be careful with that with snorkeling. You see people, every place is going to give you the life jacket and stuff like that. Still, with that said, I don't think even with a life jacket, if I was not a strong swimmer, would I be doing that? Just because you get water in your face, and there's a lot to it. I was a competitive swimmer for like my entire youth, so needless to say.
Well, my snorkel kept getting water in it from the waves. My valve wasn't closing off. I got to look at that before we go next time.
Yeah, but
so let's talk about the food on Celebrity.
That's going to be our topic that we're going to disagree on. Not disagree on.
Agree to disagree. I mean, what were your? I know you were worried a little bit before we had left because there was a lot of seafood-based food on the menu in the MDR each night.
I don't eat seafood.
I don't
eat any seafood. If it comes out of water, if it looks like it comes out of water, if it pretends it comes out of water, if it touched water, I don't eat it. And it's completely irrational. You can make fun of me. I will own it. I understand it's completely irrational. I've never had shrimp. I've never had lobster. I might have eaten fish sticks when I was a kid. I ate tuna when I was a kid until I had an older sister that told me, I was probably 6, that was like, that's tuna fish, right? And my mom got so mad at her because I ate tuna every day, not having any clue. That's how absurd I am with it. So,
but there
completely irrational.
There were obviously different things on the menu each and every night.
That didn't bother me.
There were the same 4 things each night that you could choose from, being the steak, the salmon, the chicken, or the pork chop. Yeah, I don't think I ordered that at all.
The only night I ordered that was lobster night because I didn't obviously want lobster.
I ate her lobster for her.
They actually gave it to him. Yeah, they recommended it because they're like, you're not eating a lobster. I'm like, absolutely not. That's a bug. But he's just like, well, he's going to eat your lobster. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But no, I didn't have a problem with finding things to eat, and the amount of seafood at the main restaurant was fine. They had chicken or something. I had a lot of chicken.
The chicken, steak, and pork chop and salmon. That was the same 4 things.
Well,
each
no,
night.
but like the regular menu every night was usually, there was like, I think I had chicken 2 nights in a row that was actually pretty good. That was my thing on Celebrity. It wasn't the variety of food. I just wasn't impressed with the food.
The buffet was pretty well the same thing every single day. Now, I got around and I tried everything because I've watched other people's videos on the buffet on Celebrity Summit, and I'm like, this looks pretty good. There's different stations that you can eat at and stuff like that. And I'll tell you what, that Indian chicken that I had that one
like
day
that.
was that was phenomenal. That's not something we normally get on a cruise ship. There was some sort of noodles that were, oh my God, were they good? They had some curry in them. They didn't have like the cold cut meats and stuff like that. Not a huge
They had
variety.
it, but I wouldn't
was
have eaten it. It didn't
bologna.
look good. Bologna. They had a good cheese selection.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
because they had blocks of cheese out there. They were cutting stuff right off of. That was good.
The salad bar was good. You're not gonna starve. It just wasn't anything exciting for me, which is fine. And I've said that in a couple of my reviews and things like that too. Food isn't something that gets me excited anyway. Really, if
Well,
I
I
have
mean-
a good meal, that's cool. But I don't go seeking a good meal pretty much ever.
Somehow, some way, I gained 6 pounds from this trip too. So
I gained
must
7,
have
but
ate-
I've lost it. I'm
I
good.
must have ate pretty well. So
Weigh yourself today. I'm back to normal.
I'm not.
I always gain on when I travel though. It's water. But no, it wasn't anything that got me excited. I didn't starve. I didn't go hungry. There was a couple things I was looking forward to that I was kind of disappointed on. And that was more of like that spa cafe thing that they have, because they have like smoothies and stuff. It's all weird on their drink package. Our drink package did cover the smoothies, but they just weren't very good. And then they had like it on the menu. When you read it, it's like, oh, chicken salad and avocado toast. I will eat avocado toast. I eat avocado toast darn near every single day for lunch. One of my favorite things. Love it. Theirs was not something I would eat. It was like toast with some green stuff smashed. Kind of stuff wasn't very impressive.
They had 8 different kinds of smoothies, I think. I know I tried the purple one. That one wasn't bad. And then the next day I got a different one.
The
and
juices were good.
The one that I had the next day, it tasted like freshly cut lawn. It took everything I
They
had
had
to
a
drink
purple
it.
rain juice that was like not a smoothie, but it was a juice. That was actually really good. I liked that. I was good with that one. But yeah, the food to me wasn't, I don't know. Again, it's not a breaking point for me. I think I ate creme brulee
Well, I
every
mean,
night for
there
dinner,
are
so that's
3,000 people on the ship. It is a buffet.
coffee.
So.
Oh, the coffee, Eddie.
Yes,
okay,
the coffee. Oh,
we
boy.
got to talk about the coffee. Now, again, it was something Bucco, something, I don't know, whatever their coffee place was, their specialty coffee. Now, I don't know on their drink packages, they were super confusing, but with that said, the non-alcohol package includes the coffee. And it is better than Starbucks quality.
Cafe El Bacchio.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, I got a pistachio latte at least once a day.
I was having a caramel latte each
yeah,
day. Now,
Doing chais and
the regular coffee that they had there
not good.
was I've never had coffee so
So bad.
bitter in my life. I mean,
bad.
I must have put 6 packs of sugar in it.
And we're not coffee snobs, for the
No,
record.
we're not. I don't put cream in my coffee at all. I drink it black with sugar.
And I drink it no sugar, just cream.
I wound up dumping cream in it just to try to kill that bitter taste a little bit. And I want to say I had 1 cup of coffee, and then the rest of the time we went to that Cafe El Bacchio.
And we were good with that because the breakfast, he's not a breakfast person. I'm a breakfast person when it comes to a cruise ship because something about eggs I don't know, I love them. And I usually like some bacon. I will say their eggs were not good. They were a step above Carnival, but not 2 steps, just 1. And the only reason is the salt content. The Carnival ones they were all sodium.
They were about 50% salt, yeah.
That was the only difference between the two. And the bacon, how can you have not good a bacon? Cafe the Kiss.
Bacchio
that
means
totally makes
kiss.
sense. It was good. It was really good. I'd kiss it. But how do you not have good bacon? And it wasn't good bacon. It was fine. It wasn't. I didn't starve, but I didn't like it. But we would go to that El Bacchio every day, and I did like that because they do have like a lot of them have that kind of stuff with like the little treats and stuff. Kiss the coffee. That totally makes sense. They actually did little cool art in the latte things too. Like we had one with a face and a heart and stuff. It was cool.
Did you see that English breakfast station
I did see that.
over on the port side.
That looked good. I was
Holy
not.
smokes! What are those people eating across the sea over there?
They ate a lot.
They had a whole ham out there they were carving up. It looked like they had baked beans out there.
It's an English
no
breakfast.
way.
Which love the coffee, regular coffee. I'm gonna. We haven't done Norwegian. We got to do Norwegian to try it. Our favorite coffee is MSC coffee, and I know y'all know we love MSC. But the MSC coffee is an Italian. What is it called?
Starts with an S.
Segfredo or something. We actually like that one so much that we buy it off Amazon. It's so good. And again, we're not super coffee fan. We're coffee fans. We're not coffee snobs. We will totally drink Maxwell House. We're not that fancy when it comes to coffee. But anyway, they had like a pastry case where you could get your croissants and stuff like that. And by about day 2 or 3, we kind of gave up on the breakfast. I want to try an English breakfast someday, but I'm going to have to not eat for 3 days before that.
That's a lot of food.
I can't eat that much. But it looked good. That did look good. It just, that's not a me thing, so that's fine. But again, yeah, I mean, the food didn't impress me, but I didn't go hungry. But again, food isn't something that really gets me excited anyway. I like a good meal, but Yucano bread from Puerto Rico. You know what? I can't wait. We're actually looking at a cruise. What is it? 2025.
Ooh, we're going to drop that bomb now. Huh?
We're going to drop it. We haven't booked it, so
it's reserved.
It's on hold. It's on hold for the week.
MSC World America.
World America. We're going to try to get on one of the first ones. The only problem we're looking at right now is we're going to do Yacht Club, and the first couple sailings are sold out of the cabin grade that we want. Because we're going to try to do, I don't want to spoil it. Brand new ship. We went on one of the inaugural sailings. We want Yacht Club. We like inside Yacht Club. That's my pro tip, because we got a room held, so you can't go in there and steal it, because we got it held. But totally deviating this conversation to MSC versus the ship that we were just on. Their Yacht Club is their butler level service. The inside cabins, if you don't mind an inside cabin, I will tell you that is the best value on that ship. Because you're getting, when you do Yacht Club, you have your butler and all that stuff, which is fine. We're Silver with Norwich, so yes, most likely, Eddie. They do a pretty good status match. You'll at least get the Voyager discount, because that's the biggest part anyway. It's a 5% discount. And as long as you status match to anything, you'll get that. And you should go silver. But their Yacht Club is like, what is that on, like not the concierge, that's like
the retreat.
Yeah, like the retreat on Celebrity, Rockstar on Virgin. It's their butler level service. With that, you get all that with MSC and their Yacht Club. I will say, like, the pros and cons of Yacht Club are a little bit different. It's a lot. It's in your face on MSC when you're not in Yacht Club. You're going to see it all over the place, and it's borderline annoying, because you've got the butlers taking people to the show, and they will walk right in front of you because they're Yacht Club.
Come up, scan their card, you get the elevator
Super
first.
Annoying.
That was the best part.
It's the best part when you're in Yacht Club. It's annoying when you're not.
Right. We've seen both.
we go both ways. With that, so the World America, we do want to do Yacht Club. The main reason we want to do Yacht Club is because we want to be able to show you guys you get access to the entire ship. So we want to be able to show you guys that. With that said, going back to, I personally think that is the best value on the ship. The reason why is you have a full spa package the entire week. So you have full access to the thermal spa the entire time. You have priority boarding. And it's definitely a different type of priority boarding. It's not a line. You have a butler waiting for you. It's pretty fancy. You get the premium extra drink package, so you get the highest drink package included. What else do you get?
You got your own buffet.
You got your own buffet.
MDR.
Oh, that buffet is really good. They have their own buffet up on the pool deck, which is really cool. And it's good because it's not like, hey, can I have some scrambled eggs out of the vat, which I will eat all day long and I love them. But they make your scrambled eggs for you every day. But it's good. It's really good. And you have your own MDR, which is higher end food every night. Instead of it being a sirloin, it's a filet. It's worth it. So but when you start booking it, price out, just little tip. Price out a balcony cabin on one of the higher decks, the preferred ones, or Aria, with a balcony, with a drink package, versus an inside yacht club. It is very similar in price. It'll be a little bit more, a couple $100 more for the yacht club one. Oh, and a yacht club also includes all your Wi-Fi too. Price it out. You'll find out that an inside yacht club, if you don't mind an inside cabin, which we kind of sometimes prefer inside cabins, believe it or not, works out really well for us. We can cruise cheap. I personally think that is the best value on that ship. But that's what we want to do for World America. It's 2 years out, so the price was not that bad for an inside. We like hearing your accent. I sound Canadian. I'm not. I've had that before too, but no.
Hey?
I'm just Ohio. Just in Ohio. That's it. Nothing exciting. People say that Ohioans have an accent, though. Maybe we're too close to Canada. That's it. I grew up on the lake. Canada's only 2 hours away for us?
Stone's throw away.
Yeah. You can get to Canada pretty quick from us. But anyway, yeah. We're gonna try to do that. We've got a hold on the room. Dennis sounds like he's from Jersey.
Jersey?
We're both Ohio. We grew up within like 2 hours of each other.
I'm from the back country in the middle of a cornfield.
He is.
That's where I'm from.
We are Ohio, Jersey. Yeah, we're Ohio, but his high school had bring your tractor to school day. My high school we went to the beach. It was Lake Erie. It's not like the beach. It was Lake Erie, but we thought we were fancy.
So another thing we did differently this time, we booked one of them specialty dinings that we had never done before. This was our first time.
Le Petit Chef.
At
Cuisine
restaurant.
I liked it. Not because of the food.
Well,
the food was good though.
The whole thing is your choice was short ribs.
Which I love.
And I had short ribs 2 nights prior to that.
So did I, but
that weren't very good.
Yeah.
And these ones weren't.
Yeah, you'll see some on it, Eddie.
Yeah, we'll have vlogs about cuisine and Le Petit Chef. They have a projector up in the ceiling that points down to your table. Your table's actually a screen. This little 3D dude comes out and he walks all over your plate and stuff and talks about how he cooks it and the best way to become a chef. I mean, it was pretty neat.
How to become a celebrity chef in 5 steps or something like that.
The only problem was it took 2 hours from the beginning to the end, and
we missed our luggage that night.
Yeah.
So when celebrity tells you they don't collect bags after 10 o'clock, they mean
it.
Because we put our bags out at 10:15 and we did not get our bags.
They were still there the next morning.
We had to walk off with our bags, which actually wasn't a problem. It was fine. But yeah, that was the only thing. It did take a long time, but it was entertaining. We weren't bored. The food was good. Honestly, that was my favorite meal. Believe it or not. That was my favorite meal of the ship.
Yeah, and the cost wasn't. I want to say it was $60 a person.
Yeah, it
wasn't bad at all.
It was a cool experience. But that, just so you know, that restaurant, it's a big thing on Celebrity. I think all Celebrity ships have that. But it is actually like a Michelin restaurant. That is, there's one in like New York and stuff. It's actually it's a real thing on land. So it's
with
kind
the projector and everything like that.
Yeah, it's a thing in like big city, not necessarily big cities, because I think there's one in New York. I think there's only one in the United States. There's not a lot, but it is a actual thing, not just a celebrity thing. So I thought it was fun. It was different. If I got a dining package, I would do it again. I don't know if I would pay to do it again, but
I think next time though I'm going to try the steakhouse.
They don't have a steakhouse. They have an Italian place. Which
that was down on deck 3 or 4, I think, Tuscan Grill.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that we've heard was really good. They say you don't go to Le Petit Chef for the food. You go to that for the experience. And I would agree with that, but I did like the food. I love short rib. And I thought it was it wasn't the best short rib I've ever had, but it was pretty good.
Well, the cool part is the chef comes out at the end and greets everybody and asks how everything was. That was pretty nice of him. You got more of that on this cruise line than you really do with any others. They're coming up, they're talking to you, they're introducing themselves. Even in the MDR, the chef came out on Wednesday night, asked how everything was, and it just they really made you feel. They went above and beyond to make you feel welcome.
It was a small ship, but it had more of like the yacht type feel. If that makes more sense. It wasn't the. I don't know. How to explain it. It just was a little bit more personal, which I think is kind of reminiscent of a smaller ship. But on the other end, we didn't get that experience on Carnival, and that was a smaller ship too. Not knocking Carnival. We had a
not
blast.
knocking them. It's just
there's a different experience, and I think that's where we're kind of we're diversifying. We love our MSC. We're not at all gonna say what we don't love our MSC.
Broadening our horizons,
but we're learning and we're seeing that each ship has its own each cruise line has its own personality. And that's kind of what we want to, I guess we could start wrapping this up soon because we're well over an hour at this stage. Not well over, but anyway. We kind of want to be able to bring that to you guys too, is to show that, you know, if you're booking for a family, look at this ship. If you're booking for a romantic getaway, look at this ship. If you're looking for an adult vacation, maybe this is the right ship. Because it isn't a... You see that in the cruise groups a lot. I've noticed that. I'm in a lot of the Facebook groups. And it's, you're going to love the ship. You're going to love the ship because I had a blast. Well, just because you had a blast doesn't mean I'm going to like it. We haven't had a bad cruise yet. But we've had some experiences. Different taste, different... Yeah, you're exactly right. And I think that's kind of the joy of being able to... We're lucky that we have the opportunity to be able to cruise a lot, to try a lot of things. We're very easygoing people, so we've had cruises that you didn't like. You'll see the reviews. But there's one you didn't like, but with that said, we're booking that same ship. We're trying on being on the same thing in January. So we understand that everything's a little bit different. Yes, never listen to stuff because could be different for everyone, and you're exactly right. Everyone has their own things that they like, and we try to be as unbiased as possible. Just because we didn't like something doesn't mean that you're going to like something. Oh, hi, Have Luggage Will Travel. We were just telling the MSC thing that we're not trying to stay just MSC.
Better late than never. Just kidding, guys.
You guys were actually on talking about World America this week when you were on live. I think if you guys are booking it, let us know because I think we're going to be on one of the first sailings. We've got a hold on a room right now. We couldn't get the cabin we wanted on the first sailing.
Well, I think we're on the third sailing, but if something cancels on one of the first two, we're going to jump up and try to take it.
Yep, you're right, Eddie. It's hard to. We don't want to sway someone. If we don't like something, that does not mean that we try to stay unbiased as possible. There's definitely been times that we didn't love things.
I had a whole change of heart after I had dropped a couple blogs, and I got called every name in the book. I got flambasted on a couple of these. I've never deleted so many comments from one or two videos compared to all of them. It was crazy. I got lit up.
But you were also that'd be fun. I will say that you let your expressions known on that, and I had different opinions, so I was just sitting back watching the show.
And it was a day after we got home, and I was still somewhat in a mood, and I absolutely just lit it up, and then I said, hey, let's keep this interactive. What'd you guys see? What are your thoughts? What are your questions? And oh my Lord. Now granted, we got a ton of followers out of it, but whew, never again.
With that said, he's eating his words, and he's like, when can we book them again? So you get off the ship for a while, and then you realize maybe it was kind of fun.
And we're still so new when we got on it, too, that...
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm excited to do it again. I'm really excited. I think we're going to take our adult... We're talking Virgin, if you guys haven't caught on to that one yet. If you haven't watched our videos.
I'll do it for the food.
Oh my gosh. That was the one thing he still couldn't even have his opinion on, was like, well, the food was really good. We're going to take our adult kids. Hi, Josh. Tell Amanda I hope she feels better. That's not fun.
Ooh.
Stuff's been going around.
Nice weather, warm out, and you're a little bit under. That's the worst time to not be feeling well at all.
They live more south than us, though, so at
they
least
do.
they get better weather than us usually.
Hopefully. Although we can't complain this week because it was 80 degrees in Ohio today. Can't complain about that one bit.
It's gonna stay. Sometimes they won't even respond. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. You're absolutely right, Eddie. We've lived and learned. With that said, we don't want to say that. How do you want to word it?
We want to give an honest review
Yeah.
and an honest opinion to maybe help steer people in the right direction or not. But I mean,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I get it. I've been
Port
there.
cruise crud.
Post cruise crud.
Oh,
I've been there.
yeah.
Mine was called COVID, but that happened. And then it was the Paxlovid. Then I got rebound COVID, so
You
that
know
was a
what?
fun 2 weeks.
Sometimes too, you come down off of that high and you just absolutely crash after you've been on a cruise for a week and you've been drinking all week and you've been out in the sun, you've been excited all week, having a good time, and then you get back to reality and then it just sets in.
It's a vacation after the vacation.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 days before you get over it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything this time.
No, I think. Yeah.
COVID is
was
no
no
joke.
It wasn't that bad. We did not. Did you get it?
No.
You got it. No, you did because you were. Yes, you did. We just didn't test
Which
positive
time?
because after Marivelia.
This last Maravilla when you got sick on the cruise?
Mm-hmm. That's when I got COVID after it.
I don't.
No, I got COVID after Divina. It wasn't Marivelia.
Davina, we both got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Maravilla, you were.
I
you
was
were
sick
under
the entire
weather.
cruise with Marivelia.
Yeah, I never got anything from that.
That one, I think that was just a stomach bug. I don't think that was anything other than now I'm like, new fun fact, I suddenly get seasick all the time, which is cool. Don't know why. That's been the past 2 or 3 cruises.
Yeah,
I've always had at least one day where I've been really sick. And no idea why.
and there was absolutely no reason for you to get seasick on this one because it was.
You guys doing the 4 or 5 night? On MSC, the one that we're looking at for America is a 7 night, 8 day.
Well, Josh, and to maybe answer your question a little bit more in depth, we did a 3-day on Marivelia last November. Don't.
Yeah, we're not trying to be biased on that one. Don't.
Just the price is right. Yeah, it's a don't.
Yeah.
It turned into a 3-day booze.
It was
cruise
a booze cruise
on a
on a
mega
huge
ship.
ship. We love Maravilla. We love MSC. That it has nothing to do with that. Don't yet. Don't right now. Give it a little bit of time. And actually, I think they're taking away because they're repositioning Maravilla to New York anyway. And I think they've even figured out that it's not that it's. I'm trying to be the nicest way of saying it. They priced it too low, and it's too big of a ship. So it wasn't. I think it was just a mistake. It wasn't. I don't think they were expecting it. And what was happening is they priced it so low. We know in the yeah. They priced it so low that it was selling the ship out. You can't have a ship that holds 5,000 people.
Plus.
5,000 people plus on a budget cruise with a drink package that costs about $100.
And
they
is unlimited.
don't limit. Yeah, it was a recipe for disaster, and it happened, and we were on the ship to tell the story.
And I think we pretty much agreed after that cruise we're only going to do 5 days from here out.
On some, I mean, unless you know what you're doing, like I said, they're changing that. They actually made some changes really quickly after that when they stopped selling a drink package on that one. If you had it booked with your initial booking, you were able to still honor it.
There were fights breaking out.
fights
I mean,
and
it
everything.
was it was bad.
It was and I'll give MSC that they had that, but they unfortunately they had bookings honored that they couldn't. What are you going to do? You can't tell people, oh, never mind, we're not going to do this anymore. So they had bookings honored. So there was a couple months there that was not good, and I think those are pretty much done because it is repositioning to New York, and it's going to be doing Bermudas. See you later, Will. Thank you for joining.
He said evening all.
Oh, evening all. I'm sorry. I have contacts in. I can't see anything close. Contacts are for distance.
How's it going, Will?
But yeah, avoid those right now. If you're thinking of an MSC right now, do a 5-night or longer. My daughter did. Allison did.
She did
She did a 7-night on Mare, same exact ship, and she was actually on that cruise with us. And she did a 7-night on a solo inside, and she had a blast. And she was completely by herself for 7 days and had a phenomenal time. So the same exact ship.
Well,
so
we had been on the same ship two
Yeah, it was
times
our-
prior
yeah,
to
it was
that.
our third time on
and
that
it's
ship.
pretty much when we fell in love with them, and yeah, that 3-day, whew,
that was rough.
that was bad.
I mean, thankfully, that sounds bad. I guess it was good for me. I missed a lot of it because I spent 2 days vomiting in the cabin.
Hey, Alice, how's it going?
Hey guys.
Hopefully, you're keeping Eddie in line over there.
But yeah, it's that was different. Differently different. We won't do that one again. But we've done 3 days. We did the 3-day carnival. But we knew we were going on a booze cruise. So I think that was what was a little bit different.
Yeah, we
And
got.
it really wasn't bad though.
No, I didn't
be
think that was
honest.
bad at all.
We had a good time.
Yeah,
We're doing, what's our summer one? Is that a 4 or 5 night?
that's 5.
Is it?
Yeah, we go Miami, Key West,
Cosmo.
day at sea, Cozumel, day at sea, and we're back.
Yeah, something like that. We're doing Carnival
Really
and summer.
creative travels on.
Nice.
So I think I see the secret to these lives now.
Sound as long.
Yeah, you got to hang out more than an hour and keep talking, and people start joining.
We don't do a lot of lives, if you guys notice.
No, we wanted to jump on one here and test the waters a little bit since the cruise was still fresh in our mind, getting back home and stuff like that, and get it all out there. I would definitely recommend Celebrity.
Oh yeah.
I'd feel comfortable telling somebody do it.
Is it StreamYard? I don't know what that is, Eddie.
StreamYard? No, we're just right on YouTube.
He's actually on his iPad because his laptop didn't work.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I think I gotta download something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
$2,000.
Trying out some new.
and it doesn't
We're
work.
like I said, yeah. We don't. You guys know we don't do a lot of lives. Not that
No,
we
I
don't. We like watching all you guys.
think
We just
this
don't
is-
do a lot of them ourselves.
Probably our 5th one we've ever
Yeah,
done.
we don't
Really.
do a lot.
So what else?
I get tired at night. Fun fact: you can see it in these videos. I've got nerve damage in my eye, so by the end of the night,
I didn't hit her.
I got stroke eye. But I can
Be
hide it
live
during
at
the day
9
pretty
p.m.
good.
with Z.
Nice.
Eddie, I jumped on your
Oh,
live
nice.
the other morning, man. That was pretty cool.
It's fun.
Good times.
But yeah, what else? Now that we got 10 people in here,
We got Carnival.
Eddie, you go on at 9, so we'll make sure we.
We got Carnival
Yeah,
Sunrise coming up, July 4th with the whole
He
family.
is live 24/7 now.
I think he is.
We like watching. I love watching Eddie. He's fun.
Yeah, Carnival Sunrise, July 4th.
Carnival
whole family.
Sunrise. That's all we have technically booked. We have some intent. We have some definitely intentions. We've got a hold on 1 in 25, which obviously we'll do a lot of cruises before that. Kind of looking at doing Virgin in the spring, next spring. January, February is that's our next thought. That doesn't mean that that's what we're gonna do.
That's not spring in Ohio.
No, it's cold. But with that said, if you guys any of you guys that haven't seen, Virgin came out with new sales today, and my daughter was looking too. They were doing like the 55% off second sailor or whatever, and then they had that bar tab. They changed it today, and it's like $1,200 off a sailing, and it's a good deal. They've actually got some really good prices on it, so we're looking at doing. We were looking at it anyway, probably like a January, February. We want to take the adult kids without kids. Sorry, Drew and Katie. Unless you find a babysitter, then you're welcome to come. But there's no kids on Virgin, so we're looking at doing like the 25 plus crowd kids. It's hard for yeah, I get it. But yeah, that's what we're.
Gotta find something for fall.
We need something for fall. I think I saw a couple. Well, we kept saying we need to do an MSC. We're one cruise away from hitting whatever their highest status is, diamond, black card,
I
whatever,
think
whatever it's called.
next one I'll be platinum and you'll be gold.
No,
right?
I'm already gold. Our next
How'd you
one
get gold. I was one ahead of you.
cooler than you.
Oh man.
No, yeah, we should both hit it next cruise. As long as we do Aria or above.
That's easy.
We'll hit it next time. Yeah, and MSC, if any of you guys have questions on MSC, let us know.
I know.
But let us know. We love to answer questions. Even if you guys book your own travel, just let us know. We're glad to help. Because, their statuses and stuff are a little bit different. Not their statuses, but their
bookings
experiences.
can get kind of
It's a little different because they have different experiences, and the different experiences include different things. There's pros and cons on all of them. You're right. Eddie was noticing that too.
You know how many people came up to me on the ship? Go Buckeyes! OH! You from Ohio? No.
From Michigan.
Hey, we don't use that word in this house.
But yeah, they've got a.
Oh man, come on.
Well, our friends from the table next to us they're from Georgia, so
they were Bulldog fans.
But
we had quite the conversation.
He was super cool about it because he's like, no, Ohio State won that game. We just had the most points at the end. Kudos to him. We loved them. They were
awesome.
So much fun. They weren't, like they sit you at tables with people. They weren't even at the table with us. They were just at the table next to us. And
he dropped the LSU Go Tigers. Go dog. Oh man, this is hostile territory here.
But they were such a fun couple. We had so much fun just laughing with them, and it was funny because they had cruised before, but many, many years ago. So they were basically back to new cruisers again, asking us questions every night, and just a great couple to be around. So we had a good time with them.
Yeah. What'd you think about that game? It was the best game I've seen all year. Yeah. I just didn't agree with the outcome.
Right. Yep. But yeah, it was a good cruise. Back to what we were looking at, though. We're one cruise from hitting the top status. With fact is our status match never worked. We actually had status match from a hotel that he was like platinum on because he used to travel for work, and for whatever reason it didn't go through. So we did it organically, which is possibly disturbing. But we did it organically. We'll be the highest status the next cruise. So we're trying to get one more in just so we can say we're fancy.
How come we don't have a lot of Big Ten fans? We've got all SEC crowd here tonight.
Everyone's more south.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get south, but you know what? If I go south, I'm still going to be
Cruise Nuts is where are Cruise Nuts from? They're more north with us. I can't remember where they're from.
Aren't they from Texas?
Very different then.
We're in Atlanta. Ports are more of it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you guys have more options.
We got an Iowa fan.
I have some friends in Cincy, so Ohio State fans. Yeah.
Cruise Nuts from Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was thinking north. That was very, very wrong.
So they're probably like Go Horns, Longhorn fans.
You're the football person, not me. I just pretend. I watch I go to the games. They're fun. But I don't yell at the TV.
I throw things at the TV.
He does. Disturbing. So when's the next cruise? That's what we're next cruise is Carnival Sunshine, July.
July 4th.
Well, the cruise doesn't start on July 4th. We're leaving the 4th. So it's the week of the 4th of July. That's our family trip. That's when we take everyone. We've yet
7 kids, 2 spouses, and a baby.
Yeah, but we're missing. No, we're missing Bree and Kyle.
Oh, they're not going?
Yeah, no, they're not coming because we've never really quite had a cruise where everyone's been able to come yet. So this will be another one. But
Carnival Dream.
We got 2 getting married in May. Well, one of our biological, and she's marrying somebody. He's already our kid. But they're getting married Memorial Day weekend, and just with vacation time, they're buying a house and they want to have a baby and all that fun stuff. They can't delegate enough. Man. I know, but they can't delegate enough vacation time to join us this year. So they're planning on doing a January, February with us, though.
So Rayleigh's going to go on Carnival Sunshine April of next year out of Charleston.
Yes, it is.
So that's repositioned.
It is.
You know what?
Got to get rid of the kiddos, yeah.
That's probably a 10-hour drive for us.
Charleston?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that one.
A lot better than driving to Miami.
Right. Well, that's what. So going back to after Sunshine, I've been looking at the MSCs out of New York to Bermuda in like October, November. I've been looking. I want to do Bermuda. Has anyone done Bermuda?
Maybe
Tell me if anyone's actually been to Bermuda. I want to know. You're docked there for 2 days, so I'm hoping it's something to do.
I don't know. I'd have. You're going out of New York in November to Bermuda.
We're sunrise out of Miami, is what the one we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if a nor'easter decides to come up to the coast,
I think that's why they're. I think you're wrong on the weather because there's a lot of cruises that leave New York that go to Bermuda, and it's a fall cruise. It's something that there must be. The hurricanes must go south or something. I don't know. I didn't.
well,
do
that's
that
out of hurricane season by then. But yeah, that's. I don't know. That seems odd to me that late November, early December, a nor'easter rips up the east coast of the United States, and you're on a cruise ship.
Royal Caribbean on New Jersey to Bermuda. Yep, August 2010. How was it, Alice? I think it looks fun.
It's definitely one of those places winter trip. I don't know. I'd be a little nervous going out in November.
We go to the Caribbean in November. We do one every year.
That's different. It's warm. It's really warm.
Bermuda's warm.
It better be.
I don't think it's cold.
Yeah, we'll check it out one of these times. I don't know.
I don't know. The other thing too is Celebrity got me on. We watched the cruise TV, the ship channel. That's all we ever watch on a cruise ship. I don't know why. We don't watch TV. We don't really watch TV anyway. Not very often.
I need to know where I'm at in degrees of latitude and longitude and how fast we're going.
He's got to pretend to sail it. To drive it. With that said, we were watching the ones where Celebrity does. Yeah, that is nice. That I saw that with them. It looks like it's easy to get around Bermuda. But Celebrity does some like hybrid trips where it's like Alaska trips, but it's land and sea. So they arrange it. So yeah, that's what we're looking at, Eddie, is the 2-3 days in Bermuda. That's the ones exactly what we're looking at in the fall. We don't have cable either, so turn on YouTube and see you guys. There you go. Watch Eddie Lugo channel 24/7. We have YouTube TV. That's what we have. We don't actually have cable either. We have internet. And that's it.
Yeah, so that Alaska trip that we saw on Celebrity TV, they had the train, a couple stays at hotels, and the cruise. It was 13 or 14 days. It never gave a price on TV, of course. I'm sure it's ungodly expensive, but that wouldn't be too bad, really. You're kind of getting the best of both worlds there.
Yeah.
It'd be something to check out when we're old in a couple years. Expensive in New York City. Everything's expensive anymore. It don't matter what.
Good thing about New York for us is we can drive.
That's probably 10 hours to New York from here.
Yeah. New York. Ohio. We don't got a lot of drivable options. I mean, we drove to Miami. Don't do it again. We've driven to Orlando. Don't recommend. But yeah, like the Jersey ones are drivable. The New York ones are drivable. There's some Charleston. We just don't see a lot that fit what our needs are.
Here's the coolest part about driving to Miami back to Cleveland.
Yeah, you're right, Ed. You're right on that one.
The best part, we had our car.
Don't move to Florida.
We're driving. I got my palm tree.
He did.
I'm probably the only person in Ohio right now that has a palm tree. Don't ask me what I'm going to do with this thing when it gets big, but I got a palm tree in Ohio.
He did.
He's going to stay in the house.
It's big, too. We'll put it on the patio in the summer.
It's out on the patio right now. We're going to decorate it for Christmas. We're not getting Christmas trees anymore. We're going to decorate the palm tree. That'd be cool, right?
Yes, definitely.
Alice, you can just go to Home Depot in Florida. They sell them. We can drive to Tampa, Mobile, New Orleans, and Galveston, but Tampa's 10 hours. Yeah, I think, Florida was
Tampa's 10 hours
6 hours for us just in Florida alone.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad trip, really, though.
So I just have to read a text message because it's kind of funny. Obviously, our kids don't pay attention to us on YouTube, so that's cool.
What? Grace is on? Please, no.
Oh, Grace is on. No, it's not from you, Grace. So we actually have one kid that watches on live. There's that. But Allison, the oldest one, just sends me a random text message and says, I almost just booked a transatlantic cruise today, but I didn't because I'm poor and it leaves in 2 days. We know where she gets it from. She's the one that does solo. She's considering starting to try some YouTube herself and specialize in solo traveling. So she did a really good job on it. I'm actually, one of these days, maybe we'll bring her in for a live or something like that. She doesn't live in Ohio. She lives in Pittsburgh, but she did a full 7 night, 8 day on MSC, Marivelia. Did Costa Maya, Cozumel, and then the private island. It was a ship that she'd been on before, so she was comfortable with it. Booked all ship excursions, so she knew she was safe. But Sailor Nation, she's not a fan. Just, she's from Cleveland. She just works
not a
there.
Cleveland fan. No.
She doesn't care about sports. But yeah, it was kind of fun watching her perspective of doing that. And she wants to. She's kind of making that her mission every year is to do at least one solo travel.
That's what we should do. We should sit her down and interview her.
We should.
10 hours to Galveston, 6 hours to New Orleans, 5 to Mobile, Port Canaveral.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
We're still not moving. But there's only one Super Bowl and the Browns go. Facts. We don't try to pretend that we come from a sports area.
we try to be Browns fans. It's very
This
difficult.
makes it very hard.
Sorry if any of our followers out there are diehard Browns fans.
4.5 to Galveston, that's not bad.
We try.
No, Cleveland is it's funny because Cleveland has really good fans. And I don't know why. Because we're just really great at being heartbroken every single year.
Mm-hmm.
York Giants. Yep. We're more
MSC's going to Galveston 2 years?
Josh and Amanda were talking about that. Yeah, he was talking about that. They were building a port. Yeah.
They're diversifying, moving around, yeah.
Yeah.
Originally, they were supposed to sail out of Tampa, and then COVID hit, and then that got all crazy.
Next year.
Next year.
They're building the port in Miami right now too. The signs are up.
Huge.
I took some video of it as we were going back too. As we were leaving, I think it's a partnership with Royal. Is from what I remember hearing, but the signs all are just MSC. But they're building a whole terminal in. It's right behind the Royal Terminal. It's the one next to. No, it's right in front of it.
Royal.
It's going to be the most north, the farthest one closest to the sea. Terminal. Looks pretty big.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
They got to do it for World America.
Yeah,
I knew that. It's too big because you got the Oasis class ships that are at obviously in Miami as well, and when you got the Oasis classes, and then you're going to have World America, it's too big.
It almost looks long enough that they could get 2 ships.
They probably will
at it at the same time.
But they don't really have any small ships sailing on the United States.
No.
Because even Divina's a small ship, and it holds 4,300, I think. The Royal Building's nice. We are so bad for cruise vloggers that we have not ever done a Royal cruise. And it has no reason that we have not done Royal. Now, Celebrity is owned by Royal, so that's our plug.
That's different.
No reason. We've tried to book Royal so many times, and just for whatever reason, it didn't line up with us. I actually tried really hard for the summer vacation. We were plotting it out to be Royal, and ended up on Carnival because it just was a better fit for what we were looking for. But one day we'll get on Royal. I want to do that. I want to do an Oasis class. I really want to try an Oasis class on them. Oasis of the Seas, please. Yep. Oh, it's Grace. That was our child who wants Oasis of the Seas. I want an Oasis class ship. Pretty bad. 2 miles to see Celebration. I would like Celebration. I want to try one of the Carnival big ships. I've heard that they are a different atmosphere. Not that that's good or bad, but it's a different feel between the big and the small Carnivals.
We got video of Celebration leaving the port of Miami.
Did we?
Yeah, that was Sunday night. We were down there at the port.
We got someone on Wonder Seas. I want to try those. Those look. I don't know. I like big ships, and I cannot lie. That was terrible.
That was
bad. It was really bad. No, I personally like big ships. I'm a big fan of the Vista class. I get it.
I don't know. I'm kind of at that point now where how much bigger can they possibly make these things?
That's true.
I mean, you're packing 6,500, 7,000 people on these things.
There's more to do.
Can you imagine the lines?
Depends, because if you're spreading everyone out. Now, with that said,
Gotta love the AFs.
that's
Okay, Grace.
she spends way too much time with Dennis.
Icon's freaking massive.
Yeah. It looks like a good way to get hurt. I'll try really hard at that. I'll do a good job. But I don't know. I want to do that like Flow Rider. I'm absolutely getting hurt on it. But I'll sign a waiver. It's fine. We've already had the spine fusion. I'm good. I mean, we're good.
3 weeks on Celebration to see it all. Wow.
I've heard that. Yeah, there's a lot to see. And I think I would definitely not do a short trip. I would do at least a week on one of those. But that's the hard part with us is we don't have the ability to do a ton of long cruises because that sad, weird thing that of like jobs that we have to have. It's so stupid. I like my job, but still.
2 months on Icon. Yeah, probably. I don't doubt. I don't know.
I think it all depends on the person. The problem, not the problem. The thing I'm nervous about with Icon is how many, this sounds bad. Again, we have 7 kids, disclaimer, is how many kids are going to be on that ship. That's going to be that's a family cruise. And I obviously we like kids. We have a half of an army ourselves. But I don't want to be on a ship that has all kids. If that makes sense.
I don't know. It's cool that they build something that big and it actually floats, but how big is too big?
I don't know.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. That is true. And that's I've noticed that too. The bigger the ship, the more
2,300 kids last week. Oh
no,
Lord!
Absolutely no. Pass. Hard pass.
Not going to try.
Yeah, it is expensive.
Price. Yeah, they
it's
are.
Super expensive.
They're pretty expensive.
Oasis classes are kind of expensive too. They're not the worst, but they're up there, and that's.
I think Carnival Celebration and Carnival Mardi Gras, the prices are up there a little bit too for.
They're
Carnival.
more than the normal. Yeah. But I don't know. You got to try it, right? I wouldn't do a 4-day because then I don't know. I think a 5-day cruise is like my perfect feel of a cruise, which is strange. For us, it works out well because we can put in we can do 3 to 4, 5 days a year and be able to make it.
Yeah, November and usually before April is definitely our time too.
We hit those. Our summer one's the family one.
Yeah, summer's for the family, so.
And we did like
kids are in school. That's usually our time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when we cruise by ourselves. We take the kids in the summer.
Got the Jubilee at a great price because of the 50th anniversary.
That's a good deal. Yeah. I would do it. I would definitely do it. I mean, I want to do it.
You know,
that's the only problem is we have way too many cruises that we want to do.
After seeing Celebration sailing out of Miami, I wouldn't mind giving that one a shot.
Oh, it looks like fun.
Yeah. I'd definitely try that.
I think that's what I like about some of the bigger ships is there's so much stuff to do.
So closest port is Baltimore.
It'd probably be New York.
Jersey, maybe.
Yeah. But in that area, yeah. And there's just
what's Jersey, about 6-7 hours from here?
Yeah.
Glory in October, NCL Prima in January 2024.
The Prima looks cool.
Yeah.
That one looks good. Norwegian, I've heard some pros and cons on Norwegian, but again, we already talked about that tonight. Everyone's review is subjective to something else. You guys all know we like MSC, and you can go on an MSC page and people are just blasting it, and we like it. So it is what it is. And that's the thing is, like, I didn't love the food on Celebrity, but people think that food's the best thing ever, where I think MSC's food's fantastic, and people are like, that's horrible. So it's fine. That's why we have options.
Salt makes everything taste better.
Not for me. I am
Eddie's going live.
All right.
Yeah, it's been
we've been on too long. It's
99
time to go watch
minutes.
Eddie.
Wow, we've talked for 99 minutes. We've never done that.
We don't. And we actually have not eaten dinner today. Yeah. So we didn't eat dinner, and I didn't really eat lunch. So that was fun.
Yeah, you can find good, bad, and ugly on every cruise ship.
100%.
You're absolutely right.
And honestly, a cruise is what you make of it. So we've had cruises that we didn't love. We've had cruises that were not good, and we still had we didn't even that one trip. Not the first trip, the MSC trip. We had a Mirabilia that was just anything that could go wrong on a cruise could go wrong, and it absolutely did, and we still had a good time.
I had a great time.
Yeah. I threw up a lot. But
I drank a lot while she threw up a lot.
But
Took videos. And brought her breadsticks whenever I could.
Yeah. He brought me rolls and breadsticks because that was the only thing I could handle. Haven't been on a bad one yet. And that's the thing is, no matter what, there has not been a cruise that we have went on that we did not have a good memory after it. Shots fired.
Now we're even.
But yeah, you're always gonna have to make your time out of it, and you go into it with an open mind. It's not always gonna meet your expectations. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's gonna exceed. We went into Celebrity with kind of like pretty. What was even Steven? I think we went in with high expectations.
We were excited about this one.
Mm-hmm. And left with even higher excitement of it. That was, I can say the food wasn't my favorite, but that was probably one of my favorite cruises. That was a great cruise. I had a good time on that one. So, yeah. I liked Virgin. He didn't. I did. We're going back for round 2. So, try that again. I think he's going to like it the second time. He knows what to expect. The problem with Virgin for him was that he didn't go in knowing what Virgin was. And that is, we're going to let it go because Eddie wants to get on live here soon too.
Oh, Eddie heard the popo go by.
Yes. We live on not a very main street, but we're in a township. They got to get their taxes somewhere. Or they get plenty of taxes. They got to get their income somewhere. Looking for you. Anyway, Virgin is the one cruise line I will say that you do need to do your research on. His problem, which, I'm going to say this in the nicest of ways.
Wow.
He went in trying to make it a normal cruise. Virgin is not a normal cruise. They do all of their advertisements. If you looked at anything with Virgin, they do everything to be not a normal cruise. And he didn't realize that it would be that different. Is that fair?
No, that's not fair.
No.
Because I was mad before we even got on the ship because nobody knew where to turn us, and I was already in a mood. We went to 6 different places. Everybody was confused.
Yes, but that was about 25 minutes. And you let it ruin a week. You do have to be very open-minded. And I think you have to be prepared for knowing what you're going to get on Virgin. Not that either one of us have any problems with the stuff that you have on Virgin. I don't think he was just mentally prepared for how different it was going to be. But again, we're both looking forward to booking it again. And you can't deny that their food is like...
Oh, I'm ready to go eat that corn. Whatever they did to that corn, that was phenomenal.
I really enjoyed Virgin. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
The hanger steak and... Oh, yeah, that was good stuff. The rest
just
of
different. It's just different.
All right, you about ready to wrap this up here?
We got to wrap this up. Go watch Eddie. We got to eat dinner at some stage whatsoever. Because I didn't eat lunch today.
Do I need to be bougie for Virgin?
No, not at all. No, Virgin is the least judgmental ship of anything I've been on. 100%. There, you will have everyone... Big, small, dressed, not dressed.
Well, thanks for tuning in, man. We'll see you next time.
Dressed up, not dressed up. Everyone has clothes on. But every different group of person is going to be on Virgin, and it's very inclusive. So, right? But yeah, Virgin's just know ahead and watch. Maybe don't watch ours, but Watch other ones too. Just be prepared for it because it's going to be a little bit of a culture shock if you're not prepared for it. And that's it. Other than that,
if you're
great.
a first-time cruiser and you go on Virgin, you'll absolutely love it.
Yeah, because you'll know no different.
If you're a seasoned cruiser
and you think it's going to be a seasoned cruise, it's not.
You're going to scratch your head a lot like I did.
Yeah. And now that we know, I kind of knew. I definitely knew a lot more than him because I had really been more interested in it. So I was more ready for it than he was. And that was when he got it and he was like, what is this? But now that we know, we want to do it again. So
yeah, we know what to skip and
they actually changed some of those
technology
shows.
On the ship's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually was. And
their app's kind of crappy though.
That was the most stable ship I've ever been on.
Yeah.
We were in absolute nasty seas twice on that ship, and you didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did or what they got going on, but yeah, that thing was stable. I couldn't believe it.
It's a beautiful ship. It's just not your taste, but it's a very pretty ship.
They need more signs.
They do need, but I've heard they've actually changed that.
Good.
They had actually talked about that they purposely didn't put a lot of signs up because they wanted you to be able to like explore the ship and discover it. Well, everyone got lost. So I've heard that they've done a little bit better with the signs on that.
They got that top deck with 300 different kinds of exercise stuff, from a boxing ring to a punching bag.
But nobody uses.
Do 12 different kind of push-ups and sit-ups over here. And then you got these big medicine balls, and that's not what I go on a cruise for.
No, and I think they're trying to attract a fitness audience, which is fun. They have Pelotons and everything. They actually have like a little bit of a CrossFit gym on there, which was pretty cool. And they're trying to attract that audience, and that's fine.
But bottom line is a bad cruise is better than a good day at work. So
100%.
Who really cares?
Let's leave it at that. Sign off for the night.
Let's
get ready to watch Eddie. All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you all for tuning in, and hey, we appreciate you.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.